Hey everybody, Uncle Phil here. Earlier today, this morning, I was messing around and I went live and uh, played around with a little bit of trivia, and it was very lighthearted and not very organized and really wasn't good technically or anything. Just was having fun, and there were some people that watched and were able to share conversations by comments, and so that was fun. And so that's what I do is I like to have fun and have conversations, uh, but I haven't really gone live and talk like we're doing now or did trivia. I usually go to the streets and have an outreach where I talk to people on the streets, but this is a little bit different. But anyway, I did had fun today, so I wanted to get a crack at it again. I'll worry about getting better and professional at it some other time. Today I just wanted to hang out and just ask some trivia questions. And really, I like to also, with these trivia questions, the subject is the 80s today, so I thought I'd have some lighthearted questions. I mean, there's nothing, they're serious questions, but maybe it'll bring up some memories and conversations that we can have through the comments. And I probably won't have a lot of viewers, so in time I'll get better and put more into it maybe, but right now I want to have fun, and if you want to join me, that would be great. All right, so I'm gonna, what I usually, when I go, oh yeah, today, Sprite Zero Sugar will not be sponsoring me today because they've never heard of Uncle Phil. So, no sponsors, but let me tell you if I like it. I think it's pretty good. Zero sugar soda. Not bad. All right, so usually when I'm on the streets, I don't have an extra device to see the chat going on, but today I do. Oh, we got a couple people watching today. I'm gonna turn this down. All right, so anybody interested in some lighthearted 80s trivia and conversation? I hope so. So, to start this off, I wanted to ask some questions about popular bands from, hold on, before I ask a question, somebody wants to ask an 80s question. Go ahead, Matthew. What do you got? Yes, I am relaxing. Matthew, you can ask your question. Then I'll ask a question. Hello there. I probably would butcher that pronunciation. Zayzan. Well, let's see. It says, do you know the Stray Kids? I don't know the Stray Kids, but I know the Stray Cats. And the Stray Cats, they were rockabilly. And they were very, they had a whole bunch of music videos. A whole bunch of music videos, early MTV. So I loved the Stray Cats back in the day, Stray Cat Strut, and I can't remember the songs, but they had all kinds of videos. And although their music was popular in the 80s, the style of music that they played was rockabilly. It was kind of like old time rock and roll. Uh-oh, somebody fractured their finger playing basketball. I did the same thing. Well, I didn't fracture it, but I dislocated it years back, sliding into third base, and my pinky clipped the base and went sideways. All right, so it looks like Matthew never asked me a question, so I'm going to ask a question. All right, we're going to start off real easy. Level 1 questions. Who was the lead singer of U2? Who was the lead singer of the band U2? And if you would, nobody, please don't look up the answers, because they're easy enough and we're just having fun, so that would just take the fun away. Now, somebody just put in Mom. No, Mom was not the lead singer of the band U2. And if anybody has a favorite song by U2, you're welcome to write that down. Or oh, you're just kidding? All right, well, I'll start off by answering this one. The lead singer of U2 is Bono, and these questions are about the 80s, so he was the lead singer in the 80s, but he still is, I believe. All right. All right. Now we're going to go to a hard, well, I would call it heavy metal thrash from the 80s. What do you guys know about Metallica? That was, I was listening to, I guess, regular heavy metal before I was introduced to Metallica in the Bay Area bash type of music. But let's see. I am doing good, Sophie. Sophie, do you like 80s music? Or anyway, we're going to be asking not only music questions, we're going to get into some sports and stuff. I am located in Illinois. Somebody says, whip it out for the camera, Uncle. No, I can't do that. But, all right, so let's see. Can anybody name me a song from the 80s that Metallica sang? And good. Sophie's brother loves the 80s, and now he's got her liking it. So Metallica, they had some big albums in the 80s. Some people only liked the music that they made in the 80s. There was Kill 'Em All. Then came Ride the Lightning. Then Master of Puppets. And then and Justice for All. So the question is, who is the lead singer of the band Metallica? And I'm going to write the answer down in just a few seconds, and we'll see if anybody knows it. All right. And we're just gathering more people. And like I was telling people, I got no experience in going live and talking like this, but I would like to. And I would like to have fun and get more comfortable at it and become a little bit more produced and stuff. But right now we're just at ground level, not doing, not Nothing special, but trying to have fun. All right, so the lead singer of Metallica is James Hetfield. Someone says you look cool. You might need to focus your TV a little bit because I am cool, but I don't look cool. But anyway, thank you. All right. We're going to do another Who's the Lead Singer of? And does anybody know who the lead singer of the band Queen is? Who is the lead singer of the band Queen? And anybody's welcome to tell me one of their favorite songs by Queen. And since we're doing a 80s themed conversation, I'll share a conversation. I remember the song "Another One Bites the Dust," and I was probably, I don't remember how old. I just don't know. 11, 12, 13, something like that. Who knows? In that area. And I was at the mall with my mom, and I never asked her for to buy me. I mean, probably I did, but we didn't ask a lot of asking our parents to buy us stuff. I was probably there at the mall. Maybe she had to get something, or who knows what it was, but it wasn't so she could go spend money on me, probably. But for some reason, I really wanted that Queen's Greatest Hits. It was, and I really put it on thick. I was asking and being more annoying and not proper than I usually would have been, and she did get it for me. Somebody asked, what do I think of the new He-Man movie? Did I watch it? No, I didn't. If anybody else has an opinion on that movie, tell us what you thought of it. And the person who asked that question, what did you think of it? All right, so the lead singer of the band Queen is Freddie Mercury. And they were a huge, huge, huge band. I guess you could say they were the epitome of stadium rock. Oh, let's see, what does my shirt say? It just says, my gun is not a threat. Let's see, what's it say? Unless you are. Hello, Bird Whistle. That's what their last name it says. Oh, so the trailer was good, but I never got into the show. I'm a youngin', so it's ahead of my time. Yeah, He-Man, I wasn't a huge, very big He-Man fan, but I guess I was young and those cartoons came on. All right, one more for now of who is the lead singer of. And it's fine if nobody answers the question. I'm just rambling on and talking, so that's fine. Who is the lead singer of Aerosmith? And like I said, we're doing things from the 80s, so who was the lead singer of Aerosmith in the 80s, which is the same as today, but in case later today I ask questions, I'm referring to the 80s, unless I say different. Let's see, who was the lead singer of Aerosmith? Somebody said Santa. No, Santa Claus was not the lead singer of Aerosmith. They may have a band of their own up north, but they were not the lead singer of Aerosmith. All right, now let's see if I can, because we're heavily into personalizing our conversation and these questions. Aerosmith, I had tickets to go see Aerosmith with Guns N' Roses. And let's see. I think somehow that concert did not happen. And then it ended up being maybe Guns N' Roses and Iron Maiden, maybe. They opened up, I'm not sure. But I never ended up seeing them. They flaked out on the concerts a couple times. All right. Now, someone just said Big Boston guys, and I don't know what that means exactly, but the band Boston, wow, their debut album was like one in a million, once in a lifetime type album, just great. The big story, or inside baseball, I guess you could say that the guitarist, he was a real smart guy. I believe he went to MIT and stuff, and I think he worked for Kodak. But anyway, he played all the instruments and he engineered it in his house and stuff, and so a lot of times debut albums can be great because it's like the lifetime of heart and songs that they put into that first album. Anyway, Boston was a great band, and they probably came out in the late 70s, but they were big in the 80s also. All right, so we did not give the answer to who the lead singer of Aerosmith is. Did anybody say? We got someone who said it, Steven Tyler. Maybe Soren got the answer correct. Way to go, maybe. All right. Now here is a question that's an opinion question. And it has divided people, and it has two big camps, almost split 50-50. But the band Van Halen had two main lead singers, which were, however you want to put it, David Lee Roth and Sammy Hagar. Them are the two main ones. There was a third, and we'll talk about Gary later maybe. But for now, we're talking about David Lee Roth and Sammy Hagar. Which one of them? We're going to ask this in a few different types of questions. One, who did you like better? And two, who was a better front man? And let's see, who's a better singer? So what are your thoughts on Van Halen and the David Lee Roth, Sammy Hagar camps? Anybody like Van Halen out there? Somebody sent me sparkles, and I appreciate that. I'm feeling them sparkles. Okay. Am I able to send something back? Let's see. I sent a heart back. All right, so back to the question at hand. Who you rooting for? Who you voting for? Sammy Hagar or David Lee Roth? And there's a guy at work who's a humongous Van Halen fan, and he takes it real serious. and he's a David Lee Roth guy. And so we'll go back. I have a memory of Van Halen from the 80's. I was a hoodlum when I was a teenager. Wasn't the most behaved, and ran the streets and different things like that. But anyway, I remember living in the St. Louis area, and there was a very popular radio station called KC95, and I heard them make the announcement that Sammy Hagar was taking over Van Halen, and I heard some buzz about it from people in the neighborhood and stuff. But then I was in high school when, let's see, what was the name of that first album that came out? 5150? Was it 5150? Anyway, the first album, when Sammy Hagar came in, I was listening to mostly thrash music and stuff at that time. But it was a good album. It was a good album. All right. Well, I guess I'll give my opinion on the David Lee Roth, Sammy Hagar thing. Well, I would say that early Van Halen, it really moved me. I was young, and it was some of the cool kids were listening to the David Lee Roth, Van Halen stuff, and some of them played guitar and stuff. But them those early Van Halen albums, classics, David Lee Roth, Wild, Screaming, really cool frontman. So I would give him a really high score on the way he led that band. His whole catalog of albums, pretty top notch. So, and then Sammy Hagar, really good singer. The stuff he did in Montrose and on his solo Sammy stuff before Van Halen was really big stuff, really popular. But anyway, I thought Sammy did a real good job leading the band. I would go as far as saying that I like Sammy equal or better as the head of Van Halen, but I don't think you can top them Van Halen early albums, so I'm not saying they were great in different ways. But I will give Sammy the respect and the nod that he can still sing and play. And I feel like David Lee Roth, he's a little bit past retirement age when it comes to trying to perform those Van Halen songs. But he still does it. All right. So that was a hard rock band. Let's get to some early. We're gonna go early 80's. 81. Let's see. The Grimfoot asked, "Have you ever farted and the air gargled your scrot?" You mean scrotum? Well, that's a phenomena that does happen on occasions. And speaking of farts, I had once heard, and I don't know if it's true, but I tend to believe it, Someone told me, a wise man once told me that there is um, humor in every fart and truth to every joke. I don't know about that one. I don't remember if that's exactly what he said, but he did say that there was humor in every fart, and that may be true. That may be true. But and I do, you know that YouTube algorithm, it's something else. And somehow I have gotten on the guy who goes to grocery stores, Walmart, in the park, different places, and he farts on people, and it's a fake fart, but they sound realistic, and he knows how to portray it really good. And sometimes they laugh, sometimes they get angry, sometimes they're disgusted. And you can tell a lot about a person by the way they act when a stranger farts on them. And I like the ladies who, when they get farted upon, that they smile and they think it's funny. You know, the ones that get a real mean look on their face and the Karen comes out of them, and you can just tell that that might be a tough marriage. You never know. But it could be a misreading the person. But the ones that find humor, I think, are more friendly. But great question about the farts. Thank you for that. All right, so 1981. Who sings Betty Davis Eyes? This lady had a real raspy voice. She had a very raspy voice. As you guys ponder who sings Betty Davis Eyes from the year 1981, Bubble Nut 5000 says, "When I fart, it tickles my pickle." Interesting. All right, so Kim Carnes sang she's got Betty Davis Eyes, or Betty Davis Eyes. Does anybody remember that song, Betty Davis Eyes? That was from 1981. I was barely double digits old. So, Kim Carnes, Betty Davis Eyes. Does anybody remember that show, the Casey Kasem, America's Top 40? I think that's what it was. Casey Kasem. Anybody remember Casey Kasem? He used to say, "Keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars." And does anybody remember he would do a segment where he would tell kind of like a story about a man and a woman being separated, or how they met once and one of them would like to reunite. But anyway, that was called A Long Distance Dedication. All right. So keep the comments coming in. They're fun to read. What's my opinion on the 1911 model handgun? Well, I'm no specialist at guns. You know, but what is the 1911? They shoot what caliber do they shoot? Well, I mean, I think what were they originally? 40s, 40 cal. But anyway, I've shot the 9mm version and the 40 cal version and stuff, but I like them. They're, I guess they're a classic. You gotta watch out for that snake bite though. I had shot one and that hammer would come back and it would pinch me right on my between my thumb, and it would draw a little bit of blood. But 45, okay, yeah, that's it. But yeah, they're a classic. I like them. I like them. I like the 1911. All right, moving on. Great question about the 1911s. Like I said, I'm not a gun expert, but I like to shoot. I do. The bamboo blinds. Somebody likes the bamboo blinds. This is my wife's sunroom. She's not home right now, so I kind of came in here and kind of mess around. No, I'm not a military man. I just I like to shoot. Let's see, what guns have I shot? I shot an MP40, which is an old the gun you would see like in the World War II movies. Had a big magazine in it. They had it would open up. I haven't shot lately, but what do you think about foot fetish and those who have it? Well, it's a common thing. People do have a foot fetish, to each their own, they say, Some people like feet, some people like smiles and eyes and different things. As long as you're not hurting anybody or things like that, I don't see why it would be a problem. All right. 1982. Now, here's a kind of a very 80s song that you probably just don't think of ever. Physical. Who sang the song Physical? Does anybody remember the song Physical? Roblox K9D6Y post 676767. What does that mean? The Bee Gees. No, the Bee Gees do not sing Physical. Now, the person who does sing Physical was an actress, and she was in a, I won't even call it a popular movie, I'll call it a timeless movie, one for the ages. She was in the movie Grease. She was Sandra Dee. All right, so the actress that played Sandra Dee in the movie Grease also sang the song Physical, which was Olivia Newton-John. And that was in 82. You see how that's working? We started off with 81 with the Betty Davis eyes, then we went to 82. And now we're going to 1983. Who sang the song Every Breath You Take? Does anybody remember that one? The band that sang it, you could say the name of their band isn't necessarily what you want to see behind you when you're driving. Possibly. Not necessarily, but possibly the name of this band is what you don't want to see driving behind you, especially when you're driving too fast. That's the police. I'm a police supporter, but when you're driving a little bit too fast on the highway, you might not want to see the police behind you. Or maybe not even on the side of the road, pointing their radar gun at you. All right. Zazian is back. Welcome back. All right, so anybody got any favorite bands, favorite songs, or memories from the 80s? Go ahead and put them in the chat and we'll talk about it. So 1983, who sang Every Breath You Take? Oh yeah, we talked about it. I gave the answer already, the police. Zazian says she or he remembers Grandpa taking her out on a trip. Yes, the 80s definitely have some memories of Grandma. Never had a grandpa alive when I was alive. But I had Grandma. And let me share something about my grandma, and you tell me if this is a quality of any of your grandmas or relatives, or maybe even you. My grandma, oh wow, there's just, where do I begin? Her food, it always tasted great, the best, and it didn't matter if what she was cooking, if she made it and somebody else made it, same ingredients, even if they did the same thing, it would not taste as good because it didn't have the same amount of love that she put in it. She also didn't have, she was poor, but somehow she could always have a gift, a little gift for us for Christmas time, and it was always a neat little gift. Anyway, she was a great grandma. Now, the Grimfoot says the Scorpions. So, let's talk about the Scorpions. And you know, they're an older band. They go way back, but I couldn't even tell you their early career. But you know, there was the Virgin Killers and what was the one that had Big City Nights and all those songs, and then their international hit Wind of Change, and they're still out there till today, I believe, still out there. And then the guitarist, some of the guitarists from Scorpions were top notch and stuff, and they had some early MTV videos and stuff. But they were a good band. They really rocked like a hurricane. All right. So we are to 1984. Who is the band or the artist that sang When Doves Cry? When Doves Cry. The Dead Kennedys. You know what? I don't think I know a lot about the Dead Kennedys. I don't want to say something that's incorrect, but I'm sure I've heard some of the Dead Kennedys, but I don't know a lot about the Dead Kennedys. I'm going to write that down. I'm going to look into the Dead Kennedys. And somebody said they were fun. When Doves Cry was Prince sang that song. Now you talk about a fun song. I don't know if this was 80s. It probably was, but there's a slight chance it was from the 70s. But does anybody remember that song, Black Betty? That was a pretty fun song. That was a rocking song. Fun, but rocking. Does anybody remember the song Black Betty? Doo doo. All right, we are up to the year 1985. And the song that I'm going to give you, I want to know who sang it. And the song is Careless Whisper. Ram Jam, that was who sang Black Betty. I think Joe MF7Q knows that band. But so 1985, who sang the song Careless Whisper? And anybody's welcome to throw out a band or a song from the 80s, and I'll let you know if I heard of them. I'm not Mr. Music or anything, so but I'm willing to just listen. I'm willing for you to share who you like from the 80s, and maybe I'll have a chance to listen to them and I'll find out why. Careless Whisper. I'll give you a hint on who this band is. The lead singer was George Michael. Oh, someone says George Michael. Well, I'm going to accept that answer. And this was the band Wham. All right. So Joe got that. I looked down and I think you wrote that answer down before I even said what I said. So good job. Good job. Looks like Joe knows his music. Now here's a song that's a little soft on the edges, but that's okay. From 1986. Who sang That's What Friends Are For? Alexander Rivera. I like that face you just made. That's What Friends Are For. Does anybody know who sang that song? That's from the year 1986. Oh, and I'd like to take this time to apologize for having an unorganized, unprepared trivia. Really, I'm just wanting to hang out and have fun and talk to you guys. So that's what that is, and I'm not necessarily a skilled at just blabbing on, but I'll go for it. All right. So we are in the year 1986, and the song that I referred to as not being that was soft on the edges was That's What Friends Are For, and the singer is Dionne Warwick and friends. And her friends in this song were pretty popular friends. Elton John, Gladys Knight, Stevie Wonder, and there may have been more, but that was a big hit in the year 1986. All right, so we're up to Oh, that was okay. We're going to 87 now, and this is pop music. And this song had a kind of like a dance to it. It was pretty popular. I think a lot of the teenage boys thought there was a couple pretty girls in the band, maybe. And the song was "Walk Like an Egyptian." Uh, who sang the song "Walk Like an Egyptian"? And for bonus points, who was the lead singer? Excuse me, I got a little bit of an upper respiratory infection, I believe. The Bangles! Oh, Dale. Way to go, Dale. Out of nowhere. Joe, Bangles also. Good job. All right, it's getting serious now. I'm impressed. All right. We're going to do some sports questions too in a little bit. But we're at year 1988. And the song is Faith. Who sang the song Faith? Big hit in 1988. And I'll give a little hint that it was someone, this is a solo career. And this person was doing pretty good in a band in the years preceding this. But they went solo. And they were even bigger, probably solo. 1988. Who sang the song Faith? You gotta have faith. George Michael. All right. Looks like Joe is a music person. All right. Last song. All right. So I'm going to describe this band a little bit before I even ask the question, just because we're having a conversation. I was watching a clip on YouTube about this band, and a lot of people remember them. If you remember them from the 80s, they were kind of a teenage, they had some teenage love hits, maybe, or not even teenage, but just some love songs, and then the lead singer went on to do more soft love song kind of stuff. But they were a rock band at one time, and their guitarist was rockin'. And so the name of the song is Look Away. And tell me if you know who sang the song Look Away. They were, in the 70s, they were probably, they might have been hard rock for sure. Then in the 80s, they became kind of a softer pop. All right, so Jamie says, or puts Poison. No, Poison is not, didn't do Look Away. Whitesnake, no, but we'll talk about these two bands. Poison, since we're talking memories and we're just trying to go down memory lane together, I remember being at a teenage party in the early 80s or mid 80s, and it was at someone's house, and they happened to be musicians, and there was a band there, and they played a Poison song, and it was a fun night. They did good. I forgot what the song was. But anyway, Poison had some big hits. They had some big videos and stuff. Whitesnake. So Whitesnake, boom, they blew up and they were huge. But before their Here I Go Again, that album or whatever, they had the Slip of the Tongue and some earlier stuff. They had been around for a long time. That album that they come out in the 80s was kind of like a rediscovery that they were able to start like a second career. But anyway, so the band that I consider to be a hard rock band that was ended up putting out a lot of ballads is a band called Chicago. Chicago. Does anybody remember any Chicago love songs? All right, so we're gonna I'm gonna just throw out some movies. I'm gonna throw out some movies and see if tell me if you like them or if you don't like them, or what you think about them, or what year it came out. Anything. We'll do some 90s, but we're in the 80s. We're doing 80s right now, and I'm having so much fun and appreciate you guys so much. I'll try to be a little bit better next time, and we'll do some 90s. But I want to talk movies right now, and I'll give you the year so you can start thinking about. I just want you to tell me what you think of the movie Back to the Future. Back to the Future. Does anybody remember the movie Back to the Future? That was from the year 1985. Any memories? For some reason, I think they play that movie a lot at Thanksgiving time. That's what you call, what do they call it? This one that has a big place in culture. What do they call it? But anyway, that was a very popular movie. Michael J. Fox. Jamie says, I think Pepsi had an ad campaign with that movie. That was a big draw. Probably a lot of money involved in that ad campaign. Pepsi's big. Back to the Future is a big movie, so there was probably a lot of money thrown around in that. Michael J. Fox, he was the main star in that movie, and I remember Michael J. Fox from Family Ties. He was funny in that. I remember he was, I guess, the president of the Young Republicans or something. But, yeah, he was funny. Michael J. Fox. All right, someone had mentioned Huey Lewis. Another very 80s. Thank you for throwing that name out there. Huey Lewis. And that was a band that you could say they were a real rock and roll band, but they ended up getting a big pop success and following, but they were probably your journeyman style rockin' band that but anyway, they hit it with pop music pretty good too. See if I can think of 3 Huey Lewis songs. I Want a New Drug, Heart of Rock and Roll. One more. If This Is It. That was a good one. Cyndi Lauper was the 80s personified. All right, speaking of Cyndi Lauper, well, I was going to ask this question, but I'll just give the answer. She sang the song Time After Time. Can you think of any other songs that Cyndi Lauper sang? Can you think of any other songs that Cyndi Lauper sang? And I will share a Cyndi Lauper fact, I guess you could call it. Not a very important fact, but I seen a video of her on YouTube where she's singing and she's belting something out. She has her mouth open and a bird pooped in her mouth. Poor Cyndi. Terrible. True Colors. She Bop. All right. True Colors. That was a good song. Even though I was, into harder music, this was a little bit, when I was a little bit younger, so I liked Cyndi Lauper. That She Bop, such controversy to that song. True Colors, yeah, that was good. Kind of a soft, pretty voice in that song. But I would say her big, iconic one was Girls Just Want to Have Fun. She had ties with wrestlers way before, I guess you could say it was popular. All right. And as we do these movies, if you can think of any of the songs that came from them, you're welcome. Oh, ooh, we got a battle here. We got a battle. And it's funny that you have these battles, because I got battles later on that we'll get to. But someone has brought up the battle, Blondie versus Cyndi Lauper. And I'll just, I give a little fact on Cyndi Lauper. I'll give a little bitty one on, I don't know if it's a fact, but anyway, I guess Miley Cyrus had sang that song that Blondie used to sing. I can't remember the name of it. Did it have the word hearts in it? But anyway, Blondie beat out Miley in that competition, I believe. Heart of Glass. See, I was right about the heart. But, so, back to the Blondie versus Cyndi Lauper, I would say two different styles. And, but I would say Cyndi Lauper, she was a pretty big star, and so was Blondie, so I'm not going to give an answer. Blondie, I was probably pretty young, but Cyndi Lauper was good. Yes, I believe in Jesus. Speaking of that, we'll do a Christian music trivia, or a Christian themed one sometime in the near future if I continue these gab sessions, which hopefully I will. But let's see. Wendy O. Williams versus Joan Jett. Now, Wendy O. Williams, I remember her on Headbangers Ball, and she was a wild one. And Joan Jett, speaking of a memory, I remember being in probably definitely elementary school, early elementary school, and she was some big songs, Joan Jett. Let's see. Jamie says he likes Blondie better. Bloody had the first rap song on network TV with Rapture. Is that the name of the band? Bloodied? I didn't know that. I knew the song, but what's my favorite Bible verse? I'm not sure what my favorite one is, but I like the the one that talks about taking up your cross and follow me. I know that it's in a few different, or at least a couple different books of the Bible, but I know it speaks of this verse in Luke 9:13 or something like that. Take up your cross and follow me. All right, so going back to movies, we're gonna go to Empire Strikes Back. Does anybody have any memories or remember that movie? All right, Juanita, I'll have to check out Psalm chapter 4, verse 4 through 2. I don't necessarily understand that. Remember Cheap Trick? Yes, definitely Cheap Trick. I Want You to Love Me. Peter John? No, I never thought that. Let's see. So, Empire Strikes Back. I wasn't the biggest Star Wars fan or whatever, but definitely they took over. All right, so now I'm gonna let's see. I'm gonna say the name of the movie and see if anybody can guess the year it came out, or tell me if you like this movie or not. The Breakfast Club. Does anybody remember the movie The Breakfast Club? The Breakfast Club. Now that had some, they had what I guess was called the Brat Pack. The 1998, no, 1985. That's correct. Dale, did you know that, or did you guess that, or did you look that up? Because if you didn't look that up, you did really good. That was a great answer. All right. Okay. Well, I'll say here's a verses, I guess you could say. Two big movies, 2 years apart from each other. Which did you like better, E.T. or Ghostbusters? E.T. or Ghostbusters? Up in Smoke? Yeah, I remember that Up in Smoke. That was on cable. We had cable, and yeah, that was that type of humor I never had experienced at that time, and it was pretty funny. All right, Ghostbusters. All right. So someone said they like Ghostbusters better than E.T. Yeah, I think, I'm not for sure, but Ghostbusters, when they said, I've been slimed, I don't know if being slimed was very popular back then. Became kind of a thing. Maybe, I remember on Nickelodeon, early Nickelodeon, they used to do a lot of sliming. All right, we got any, I won't dwell on sports trivia, but I'm going to throw some out there. And we won't beat on it too much because I kind of like sticking with some other stuff. I don't want to get too sportsy. All right, so in 1980, the Pittsburgh Steelers played the LA Rams. Who won that game in 1980? the Pittsburgh Steelers played the LA Rams in the Super Bowl. Does anybody know who won that one? Any sports fans out there? No? Juanita doesn't like sports. Well, we won't do too many sports questions. Don't you run off on me. We got some more, some other stuff that we'll get to. I'll tell you what, I'll ask 5 sports questions. The Pittsburgh Steelers beat the LA Rams. Oh, you do like sports? That's good. All right. Juanita, what sports do you like? Even if you don't watch it, what sport was popular where you're from, or what sport did you play when you were younger? Soccer and basketball? All right, so Joe M. asked, ever seen the Great Rock and Roll Swindle? Saw it in West Berlin. Great. No, I never seen that. The Great Rock and Roll Swindle. I'm gonna look that up and I'll find out what that means. I don't know anything about that. All right. So Juanita, you say you like basketball. Did you see LeBron James lost? He got swept. What did you feel about that? He got swept in 4 games. All right, so we'll get back to sports later. I'm gonna, for some reason, I'm gonna talk about the franchise of the movie Rocky. Does anybody remember the movie Rocky? And here's a question before we get our minds into Rocky. What was I going to ask? No. Juanita, no? Does that mean you don't like Rocky? Because I believe that you can learn a lot from... Oh, you don't remember? Okay. Oh, well, you're going to have to check the Rocky franchise out. There's some great movies, inspirational movies about a boxer from the neighborhood. Yeah, they were, from a relatively rough and tough, poor neighborhood. And it was one of the greatest underdog movies. Rocky had fought at a local level, but somehow, some way, he got a match with the heavyweight champion of the world, and he just wanted to go the distance, and he made it through the whole fight. He didn't win, but he succeeded. And it was a love story too. He had a wife named Adrian, that he loved her with all his heart. And, after he would win a big fight or something, and end of the movie, and you just were inspired by the comeback of Lifetime, he would yell, "Yo, Adrian, I did it!" And it would be real heartfelt. So, does anybody else remember Rocky? Don't have me up here embarrassing myself reenacting the movie Rockies. And I know that a lot of people remember the movie Rockies. I liked Rocky. Dale liked Rockies. Dale, let me ask you, which Rocky movie did you like the best? And anybody out there has any memory of a Rocky movie, but I'm asking Dale, which one did he like the best? And I tell you, the first one the most. Okay, so let's talk about the first one. The first one is actually from 1976. And when I was a teenager, maybe early 20s, I may have let some of the other ones somehow sneak in there and become my favorite. But the heart of the matter and the truth is, nothing can compare to Rocky 1. It was the best. And that was Sylvester Stallone's baby. He wrote that, gambled everything, not gambled like literally gambled, but he put everything, all his money, everything. He was really didn't have a lot. He even sold his dog to finance this movie and stuff, and it really worked out. But somehow Stallone has lost the rights to the Rocky franchise, so he's a little bit bitter about that. So in the first movie, who was Rocky's opponent? Who did Rocky fight in the first Rocky, in the movie Rocky? And somehow we let this movie from the 70s sneak in. Apollo Creed is true. That's the answer. And that was also his opponent in Rocky 2, which was a great movie. Some of the best boxing scenes. They were really getting hurt making that movie. They did a good job. And Carl Weathers, who played Apollo, I guess, he was a pro football player. I don't know the extent of his career. Now we're going to talk about the first Rocky movie from the 80s. Rocky 3 come out in 1982. And Mr. T was in this one. Does anybody remember Mr. T? What do you remember about Mr. T? But who did he play in the movie Rocky 3? And does anybody remember Mr. T? He played Clubber Lang. All right. I'm going to talk about the last couple movies of Rocky just because we're talking about it. Who was the opponent in Rocky 4? Rocky 4. Does anybody remember Rocky 4? That was Ivan Drago. And he famously said about Apollo Creed when he knocked him out and he was hurt real bad. He said, if he dies, he dies. That was pretty hardcore, but he was a pretty mean Russian. All right, so in Rocky 5, now we're in the 90s, that was Tommy Morrison that played his opponent, and his name was Tommy Gunn in the movie. And then the movie Rocky Balboa all the way to 2006 was Mason the Lime Dixon. All right. We'll be wrapping this up pretty soon. We had big numbers when we were talking music, so I see that people like the music. Oh, so here we are. We're back. We're back to the battle, and this isn't a battle of two bands. I'm going to give you three bands, and I'm going to give you a year, and you tell me who the winner out of these three bands in 1980. And there's a reason why these bands are listed for this year, and it's they had big albums out, or their career was doing really good in this year. But so in 1980, who wins the battle between AC/DC, Queen, or Pink Floyd? In 1980, who wins the battle of these three bands? AC/DC, Queen, or Pink Floyd? And I guess, let's see, these were all big years, but I guess AC/DC in 1980 was their Back in Black album, probably. And that's a tough one. Queen was huge, and AC/DC was pretty big, and Pink Floyd, they're all, Pink Floyd had some of the best albums of all time. But anyway, who wins in the year 1980? AC/DC, Queen, or Pink Floyd? Oh boy, that's tough. I'm going to go AC/DC in 1980. Their Back in Black was a big album after Bon Scott passed away. Come out with that. All right, 1981. Who is the winner in these bands? 1981. Rush, Police, or Foreigner? And I guess Police. The Police. Before their big Synchronicity album, they had, I can't remember what it's called, Ghost in the Machine or something. Had a big album. And then Foreigner. Zany, 906, thank you very much for your nice comment. Foreigner 4, I guess, was the album that came out in 1981. And Rush, I'm not sure what album they had in 1981. But I would say, it's hard to say who's... it's hard to say which bands are bigger. I'll just give some memories. All right, so Zany asked, "What do I do on here?" And so Zany, today I just started wanting to have a conversation with people and have a lighthearted time together. So I just chose music trivia or pop culture trivia, and it's not something I've ever done. I do have a YouTube channel that I'm asking you to go check out. And I do different things on it, and I'm a ground level, unskilled YouTuber, but I go on the streets and I have conversations with people on the streets, and I like to feed the homeless, and I write songs about the people I meet, and write songs about just different things going on in my life. And I know this isn't very popular, but I use AI to do the music, but I write all the lyrics. They're all from my heart, but since I'm not as Rocky Balboa would say, I don't sing or dance, so I write the songs. So if you guys are willing to go check out the Moments in Time with Uncle Phil, and I do some cooking. I'm not really a great cook, but I just like playing around, having fun, and so I do some cooking, and then I go to concerts. I go to concerts and I record them. So anyway, I do different things. It's just, I call it Moments in Time with Uncle Phil, because just like right now, it's just a moment in time, and we happen to be spending it together. So I just talk to people. I like to cook and feed people. And bye, Nathan. And let's see. Now, T-Bone Chris says, T-Bone says, Unc, read my request. I don't know where requests are. So, if I don't read your request, it's because I don't know what a request is. But anyway, T-Bone, I appreciate you being here. Anyway, so that's what I do. I just hang out, and I had a good time with everybody tonight, and I'll be getting off soon, and I'll have to get more prepared. But and I was thinking about maybe the next time I'm just gonna have me a nice cup of coffee, and we'll sit down and maybe we'll talk about different things. Sophie, I'm glad you're back. And oh, I appreciate it, Dale. You guys are really touching me. All right, well, I'm not going to get off quite yet, but I think I might have been through all my questions. I haven't been through all my memories. I got more memories in life, so that's what I'll do. I'm going to go over these, the bands in the year, and I'll see if I have a memory of them. So in 1982, hi Tristan, 1982 we got Clash, Judas Priest, and Toto. So Clash, I would say, I was a young person when the Clash, they had, they were punk. I wouldn't call them like hardcore punk or anything, but they had that song, Should I Stay or Should I Go? But that was kind of a popular song, but they had done, I guess, some more of a real punk type stuff earlier on and stuff. But anyway, I used to love that song when I was a tween, or maybe even a teen. Rockin' the Casbah, that was a good one. Let's see, so Judas Priest, Roger Taylor. Who's Roger Taylor? Is that a singer? I seen Roger Taylor, but it went away. Any wise words of wisdom? Oh boy, that's a good one. Well, it's not necessarily words of wisdom, but it's just a thought that we get nostalgic about times in the past. We're talking about the 80's right now, and there was some good times we remember, and even maybe sometimes we think, oh, the culture and the way children are raised, and there's a different work ethic, whatever it may be. But the thing about nostalgia is you can't go back. You can't go back. But and you don't want to wish your life away. I wish this, I wish that. And tomorrow, it's not here yet, so the only wise words or words of wisdom I have is that right now is a time that you can make a difference in your life or someone else's life. And I would say choose love. But you can't go back, and don't wish your life away. and tomorrow's not guaranteed. So right now is the time to help somebody out, or be their shoulder, or maybe it's right now is the time for you to do what you got to do. But anyway, I try to help people out, and I got about I would say a group of about 40, 50 people that I know on the streets that I help out, and people say, hey, you ever think about going somewhere else in a different location? And maybe one day I will, but I'm pretty satisfied about going where I go, because I built a lot of relationships up, and I know the people, and they trust me. But anyway, right now is the time that you can make a difference. All right, so the band Toto. Let's see, do I know any songs by Toto? I think they sang Rains in Africa. And Toto was, I think, I could be wrong, but I think Toto had some studio musicians, some session musicians who, I could be wrong, but I thought I had a memory of them being a band that they were kind of like a hired hand musicians. They played for other people, and they were good enough that Africa is the name of the song, but they were good enough to do their own thing, and they had some MTV hits in the early days. All right. Def Leppard. All right. So I remember being in 7th grade, and I think that's when Pyromania was came out, or was getting big or something. But and oh yeah, so I remember the music videos, Photograph, and Foolin', and all those songs. Let's see, Curious, oh no, Curious Wandering Soul. Do you know the first video on MTV was? Yes, that was the Bugles video, Killed the Radio Star, and that was also the last video they played recently when MTV, I guess, went off the air. And let's see, I think Pat Benatar was had the second song, that MTV video, that second MTV video. Speaking of MTV, does anybody remember the VJs from MTV? Does anybody remember Martha Quinn, JJ Jackson, I believe, and later on they had Downtown Julie Brown, and anyway, they had some good VJs. All right, so where are we at? U2. U2. I remember my first memories of them would be Sunday, Bloody Sunday. And I remember someone telling me way back in the Sunday, Bloody Sunday time frame, which is 83 maybe, or maybe, yeah, something like that. But, oh, this band is going to be like the Beatles. And to a certain extent, they were right. They became a huge band, and seeing that early in their career, I would say that was pretty impressive. To make a guess like that. All right. Van Halen, 1984. All right, we talked about Van Halen earlier today, but in 1984, Hot for the Teacher, Jump, uh, what other songs were there? But Panama. Anyway, they were doing good. That was it for the Dig Lee Roth era, though. Bruce Springsteen. Well, I was late to the show with Bruce Springsteen, I would say. I mean, I really didn't get to know him too much until that Born in the USA and all them songs. They had that, but they had a whole career earlier than that, but I really wasn't into them or know about it, but they were classic. So yeah, Bruce Springsteen was, they had their mark in rock and roll. Prince and the Revolution. What can you can't say enough about Prince, I guess. Prince, I mean, I seen a news clip with Prince when he was probably in junior high, and the news reporter happened to turn to him and say something, but that was before he was in the music career, but I had seen him. And where was Prince from? I'm not sure. Was it Minneapolis? I'm not sure. Hey, Rick. How you doing, Rick? I'm glad you're here. We'll be winding it up pretty soon, maybe, but it was a good time, and I hope we can do it again. So, Ricky, hopefully you'll stop by again and visit. All right, so we've been doing 80's. We've been doing 80's pop culture and music and stuff. And I'm just winding it down, and I'm just talking about the biggest bands from the year and seeing if I have any memories. Just basically having conversation. What's up, Ricky? All right, so in 1985, the big bands, some of the top bands were Dire Straits, and that was another band that had a pretty earlier music career before they hit big with the MTV pop fame. They had their big Money for Nothing. All right, so Heart. Oh my, Heart. Another band that was huge. Rock and roll band. Money for Nothing. Yeah, a huge rock and roll band Heart was. And then they became like another gear in their career with their 80's fame and their videos and stuff. But I think they still rock, but they kind of went to a different style. All right, 1986, Bon Jovi. Now here's just a little something about my life. 1986, Bon Jovi, they have them down as one of the biggest bands. But I seen Bon Jovi, that was my first concert, was Bon Jovi. And it was Bon Jovi and Rat. And this was so long ago that Bon Jovi opened up. And Bon Jovi hasn't opened up for a long time. So that was right before they hit big mainstream, I guess. And so they opened up for Rat. Can you believe it? All right, so Rick thinks of Heart as the 70s band. That's what I was saying, that they were, their big music career was in the 70s, but they shifted gears and they caught on to that 80s pop culture music video fame. But they were kind of a harder rocking band. All right, so Rick asked me, have I heard of the Nichols? No, I have not. Are the Nichols from the 80s or are they from the 70s? I'll have to write that down. The Nichols, I'm going to look them up. I have to admit, I don't know anything about the Nichols. All right, so Metallica, 1986. That was their another memory. We'll try to, share some of myself with you guys. Metallica, 1986. Master of Puppets. That was that was my second concert. Metallica. I seen them, the Master of Puppets tour, and I seen them. They opened up for Ozzy, and Cliff Burton was alive, and he was the bassist. Peter Gabriel, 1986. Peter Gabriel. They did that video Sledgehammer, which was kind of like high tech back in the day. That was kind of like claymation. I don't know if it was exactly that, but all right. Vin Plesia says, I just crapped myself. So Vin, no judgment. That stuff happens, you might want to go clean up or whatever, but thanks for sharing. All right, so where were we? Oh yeah, Peter Gabriel. Here's the trivia question. Does anybody remember the band that Peter Gabriel sang in? And you don't even think of him as singing in this band. Genesis, all right. Jamie, another Genesis. Dale, we got some serious people in there. Yeah, so I guess when Peter Gabriel sang for Genesis, and I don't claim to really know the music, but I guess it was more theatrical stuff from what I've heard. All right, so we made it to 1987, so we're almost time to say goodbye, but Guns N' Roses, 1987, earth-shattering debut album. Does anybody remember the name of this earth-shattering debut album by Guns N' Roses? All right, so seen Phil Collins play drums for Led Zeppelin at Live Aid in 1985. Was it Appetite for Destruction? Absolutely, it sure was. And no, not Use Your Illusion, Appetite it was. Now, real quick, I'm going to go to this Phil Collins Led Zeppelin at Live Aid. If you go back and watch that video, or you do a little research on that song, Jimmy Page was not happy with Phil Collins, and it really wasn't that great of an experience for him. And so you have to look into that. Appetite for Destruction. It's getting dark here. I could turn on the light, but I'm just using the natural light. All right, so Appetite for Destruction, 1987, changed people's lives. That's how big that album was. I mean, sleazy rock and roll. Uh, it was amazing how, like I was into thrash and stuff, harder music, but something about Guns N' Roses, even though that was hard rock, but it wasn't the thrash or the heavy metal. Something about Guns N' Roses and that Appetite. It was hard, even though it wasn't extremely hard. It was just something raw about it. It was real life. Wow, that is impressive. Listen to this. Not my cough. That's not impressive. I'm sorry for coughing like that. I have a upper respiratory infection or something. But so this is impressive. What Jamie says. My brother was a roadie and worked that show. Excuse me. They didn't practice, and Jack Nicholson was drunk. I was backstage. Just met Paige 6 weeks earlier at the Omni in Atlanta with a band called The Firm with Paul Rogers. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I remember the band The Firm with Paul Rogers. Paul Rogers being from Bad Company. Oh, that's another band that we haven't even talked about. Bad Company. Their 10 from 6 is fantastic album. Yeah. Yeah, so Firm was kind of like a super group back in its day. They had it all. I'm impressed. Jamie, I think you lived the rock and roll life. I'm a little jealous. Well, I'm honored to have you here tonight. All right, so Radioactive. Let's see, where were we? All right. The big, Guns N' Roses carried forward in 1988, continuing with their success. Bon Jovi had success in 88. I guess that would be with their New Jersey. Metallica, success in 88 with And Justice for All. 1989, Aerosmith. Here's another career that shifted gears one more time. I remember, so this is when the album Pump came out. I remember hearing on the radio that they had signed like a 6-record deal or something, and I'm thinking, man, this band's been around for a long time to be doing a 6-album thing, but yeah, they were, whoever signed that, got them to sign that deal probably did pretty good because they kept on keeping on for a long time. All right, The Cure. I have to admit, I don't know very much about The Cure. Tom Petty. You Got Lucky. That is a video I remember. That was awesome. All right, the Traveling Wilburys. They were good. That was like a super group also. They had a whole bunch of big time people in it. Roy Orbison leading it. Ted Nugent opened for Aerosmith. Ted Nugent, wow. He was really rocking that guitar in the 70s, and that was impressive. Oh my goodness. Man, I'm getting kind of sad. It's getting time for me to go. So I just wanted to thank every single person that was here tonight and shared this conversation. This was a fun time for me. I'll learn from it, and I appreciate it, and it means a lot to me. And I will ask you, if you go to my channel, Moments in Time with Uncle Phil, and check out some of my my music videos. them are the songs I write, and I want to thank Jamie. He says he's a new sub, and I appreciate it. But everything I do, it's not necessarily good or quality, but my heart's in everything. So that's all I can say. And this is how I end it, or used to end it, all the things I used to do on YouTube like this. For now, Uncle Phil loves you, and Uncle Phil out. Goodbye, everybody. Love you.